Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sunkissed Reactions. My name is Courtney. Today, I am back with ReZero, Season 2, Episode 14. Last time we left off, we had a talk with Envy and Subaru and some of the other witches, and Envy wants Subaru to love himself. He said he's not going to rely on the return by death as much. She said something about come and take my life. He was like, I'll save you. A little contradictory, but whatever. And Roswaal issued the assassins on the mansion. So, not gonna lie, it's been a really long time since I've seen this. It's been a couple of weeks at least. Had some personal stuff, unfortunately, that I couldn't really do much of anything for the channel, but everything is pretty good now, so let's go ahead and get in this episode. I'm excited to see what happens next.
And you have no idea what you're going to do, right? You get into situations where you have to reach out and help, but your arms and mind are both too weak to reach far enough. So all you ever end up doing is wasting precious time and desperately flailing around. If you do, then say something!
Oh!
What the hell was that for? Pathetic. Oh, yeah?
Otto laying down the law right now. You tell him.
Now, putting on an act for a girl that you care
that.
about is fine. And you can do the same thing with a girl who likes you, too. Nobody would disagree. Then why? Why don't you ever try and accept help from someone? Someone who's truly your friend.
I reached out to somebody for help, but it still didn't work. My head is just full of knots. It's overloaded with stuff that you wouldn't believe if I told you.
Stop it! What did I tell you about putting up a front? If you have the time to overcomplicate all these thoughts in your head, then go ahead and spit them out!
Easy for you to say. All right. You might not believe me, but
I can return by death.
we need to make a bet. One where the stakes are my wish and yours, all on the line. Let's consider this wager to be our final showdown. I'm gonna rescue the sanctuary and the mansion in this loop. If I manage to save both the sanctuary and the mansion, you'll ditch that book and come with me. Emilia will be the new ruler. Emilia's gonna do her best to become the next ruler, and I'll be by her side to congratulate her.
The audacity to believe that you can have it all. The utter greed of that solution.
Yeah?
With Miss Emilia unable to stand, the barrier will remain. The sanctuary will be covered in snow, and the mansion will become a bloodbath.
That ought to make the sight of you crying even better.
I see now. The snow in the sanctuary and the attack on the mansion begin in 3 days. Do try your hardest to fight it and fail miserably.
Whatever you say. Put your face on. I've gotten used to the clown makeup and you're throwing off my game. That's too... I'm in the middle of a huge showdown with Roswaal now. I want it to end in a way that's good for everybody, which is why I'm here. Well, I guess you could say the two of us are in an argument about liberating the sanctuary.
Tell me, what is your opinion of young Gar?
He's a little hothead.
I see.
Although, I haven't given up yet. Maybe when everything's behind us, we can still be friends in spite of all that. At least it's what I'd prefer anyway. So to try and make that happen, I'd like to find out some more about it.
I must say you are quite skilled at deceiving the elderly.
The elderly. Because she's like, what, 400
I
something years
believe
old?
you asked. I protect and oversee the crystal that creates the copies. The four of us alternate bearing the role of supervisor. My name is Ryuzu Arna, and I am one of the first four copies. Our bodies are not like yours, made of flesh and blood. They are made of artificial ode, clothed in mana.
So, in other words, you're like the spirits then. And that's why the four of you need to keep
Yep. Makes sense.
One of the first four, Ryuzu Shima, is not quite the same as the rest of us. About 10 years ago, she caused quite a problem. Violated the contract with the witch who created us by entering the graveyard. But it would be no surprise if young Gar has been meeting with her, with whom he shares memories that we do not. The boy has chosen to refer to himself as Garfield Tinsel. That is his mother's family name. I believe he goes by that name, so he will not ever forget her.
What are you doing?
Why is she? What is she doing?
Oh, I'm a restless sleeper.
I want to know if you feel up to telling me exactly what it is you saw during the trial.
Yes, I want to know.
The time before my rescue is just kind of a blur. They were like me, frozen in ice. They lived in that same forest with.
Yeah, that was from the OVA.
And then joined in the royal selection.
What does the forest have to do with the royal selection?
It was Roswell. He made me a promise.
If you succeed in taking the throne, perhaps I can find a way to thaw the ice that encases this forest.
Oh.
They all seem to have such solid goals and resolutions in mind. But my reason is something that's very personal.
Is that the selfish reason you were talking about before? There's nothing bad about wanting to rescue others.
Yeah.
Thanks, Subaru. I appreciate it.
She falls asleep. Aw. No, maybe Puck needs to come back and help. Because he was there, a part of all that.
If I ask someone who does... Sorry, but I have to.
Oh. What the?
Oh, I don't know.
What?
Seems like you're a bit on the needy side.
Oh, look how little she was. So cute.
Did you have another scary dream?
You're back!
Yay! Oh, he's so little.
Hey,
Is it just me, or do I look a little smaller?
Yeah.
no, wait! Please don't do this!
Oh. Oh.
This is terrible, Puck!
I'm really sorry, Leah. I wish I could explain everything to
Well,
There's
he's just not going to be around anymore?
no one who...
No. I like
It's
Puck.
time for me to break the contract between the two of us.
What?
I'm truly the seal on your memories will be lifted. Remembering them will most likely make you very sad.
Is that something that he has to do so that she can pass this trial? Because she didn't have her memories? No, Puck.
Miss Amelia fell unconscious?
Uh-huh. Seems the spirit user's spirit left her high and dry. I wouldn't really care, but if it drives her so nuts that she misses the trial...
And would you mind staying here until morning? It might help. If you do, I think
He'd be happy to.
If you want, then it's not a problem for me at all.
I'm sorry, sweet girl. I'm so very sorry. All the people who told you that kind lie, that they wanted to protect you.
Where'd he go?
Mother Fortuna, I know you're a liar. Puck,
You're also a liar. And Subaru, you lied to me too.
No.
She disappear?
She's disappeared from the sanctuary without a trace. Now everybody's splitting up to try and search for her.
Old hag, you awake?
Old
I was
hag.
out searching for the princess, and someone might come by looking for her, so you better go.
Uh-oh. What's going on? Where'd they go?
I'm sorry to have to be the one to disappoint you.
Otto. Oh.
I really wasn't expecting everything that happened this morning with Miss Amelia. That being said, all kinds of conspiratorial plans have been laid out already. How'd you like to play the host instead?
What?
Good. I finally found you.
Subaru?
Looks like he's been beat up. Or is he just dirty?
We need to talk.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what's happening. I thought I had a good grip on what was happening in this episode, and then all that crazy went down. Man, I love Otto. He's like the best friend ever. He was laying down the law, man. He was yelling at Subaru for not asking for help. He's like, you gotta trust in your friends, right? Like, I just edited that episode, Friend, I think it was called, for YouTube. And he was like, well, I mean, he was just saying that, he thought of him as like, a good friend and whatnot. And you got to trust in your friends. Trust in your friends. So he's got Subaru's back. I love it. So Roswaal and Subaru have a bet going, like a little wager. And I think I understand it, but I'm not 100%. I might have to go back later and rewatch that scene with Roswaal and Subaru. But if Subaru wins, he's going to save both. He's going to free the sanctuary and save everybody at the mansion / village, I'm assuming. He never said anything about the village. He just talked about the mansion. But, and if he wins, then Roswaal has to ditch that book, and Amelia will become the new ruler. He says he can make it happen somehow. And if he loses and Roswaal wins, then the sanctuary won't be free? Is that what I'm supposed to understand? That's kind of what I got from it. But like I said, I might have to go back and rewatch it. But I think that might be the gist of it. So as we've known before, those little elf girls are just like monocopies of the immortality idea that the Witch of Greed had, right? And there are 4 main ones, like original ones, that guard the crystal that makes the copies. But 10 years ago, Ryuzu Shima, which is the one that Garfield is around all the time, she was removed from her role. And she now lives in the forest with all the other copies. She violated the contract by going into that graveyard. And they said something too about, like, it had something to do with Garfield. Was it to save him, or I think I was talking through that part, so I kind of missed a little bit of that part. But yeah. Hang on, I'm reading the after being told the threats are cold traps, Subaru can't help but questions himself. That doesn't really tell me much, but so that's interesting. So the other copies haven't seen Ryuzu since then. She's just been living in the forest, and I guess maybe is that like a choice that she had, that like she was removed from her role? Yes, but is it a choice to just live in the forest and not see anybody else like the other three, or is she like banned to the forest and never to see them again? That one, I didn't write the last name down, but the one that Subaru was talking to made it sound like it was a choice, not necessarily like oh, she hasn't been back. Kind of like how Frederica made a choice to not come back to the sanctuary after she left, and it's been 10 years. So, and we found out that why Garfield is so afraid of the outside world. It has something to do with his mother, and she left the sanctuary, and I guess Ryuzu was like, we don't really know why he is so against it necessarily. It could be, sadness. It could be fear. It could be hatred or angst or whatever. He seems pretty angry like all the time. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was just didn't want it to be free just out of spite. Although he seems also pretty angry about Frederica never coming back. And I wonder if that's because he thinks, oh, you abandoned me just like, mom did. Because they have the same mom, right? But they have different dads. Again, I just edited that episode where I think they said that. So I'm pretty sure that it's the same mom and different dads. So I wonder if he just holds like resentment towards them for like basically abandoning him because they can come and go as they please and he can't leave. So, and they've never been back. So it would make sense, he's probably doing it like he probably doesn't want it to be free because of spite. But then like it almost doesn't make sense to do it out of spite if they say he fears the outside world, although that could be an unreliable narrator. And maybe that's just something that he said to Ryuzu, when in all actuality, he's just holding a grudge against his family. Puck came back and then went away. So I'm assuming because he broke the contract with Amelia that he like dissipated, right? I mean, he's a spirit, yes, but like there's no contract, so I'm assuming there's no reason for him to really ever be around anymore. And I'm wondering if he broke the contract. Like, I don't know. I would really love for him to explain like where he had been, because he left in like the first episode of this season and he just has not been back until just now. It's episode 14. But I'm assuming that he left to go obviously try and break this contract somehow for some reason. I don't even know who made the contract with him to protect Amelia. But I guess that my thought is that he is breaking the contract so that she could get her memories back, so that she could face her past and pass this trial. Because that's the one thing she can't get past is this trial and to face her past. And I was just thinking that she was giving up too soon. But maybe there's a reason why she hasn't been able to pass it. And it's because she didn't have all of her memories in order to face what happened to her. So since Puck has been gone, we've had a little bit of little flashes here and there of like her mom saying, "I'm so sorry. I was just trying to protect you. I didn't know that they were going to do this." Something to that effect. I don't know who they are, but I'm assuming that scene happened, and then not too long after, the whole like freezing them came into play. Because she was very young. She said she was like 6 years old. Puck saved her from being frozen in ice. I guess she was frozen in ice for a while. I don't think she said how long. And then Roswaal came and promised that if she did, like, I think it was if she did the royal selection and actually like became the ruler or whatever, that he would free all the people that were frozen in that forest. So that's why she says it's a selfish reason to basically compete, right, in this royal selection. We'll see what happens. Amelia said she woke up, Subaru wasn't there. Obviously Puck is gone. And I think she said her mom too. She said her, mom was a liar, Puck was a liar, Subaru was a liar. Does that mean like because they said that they would never leave her or that they would protect her and, her mother left, she's frozen, Puck left her, Subaru wasn't there when she woke up? Is that why? And then she like disappeared, but Subaru found her in what looked like to be like the area where you do the trial. And then he was like, we need to have a conversation. But also Otto's got some kind of conspiracy, thing that he's helping Subaru with. I'm not quite understanding what he's doing yet, but I'm assuming that we're going to find out in the next episode because those little elves are gone. And Otto said something about becoming the new host for to Garfield. Like, Garfield, how would you like to become the new host or something? Host of what? The trial? The crystal? I don't know. But I'm interested in finding out in this next episode. Please keep in mind that you can watch the full length version of this episode at my Patreon at patreon.com/sunkissedreactions. Link is in the description below. You can find all sorts of things there. Full link to any and all videos I do, movies, Patreon exclusives. I do have the first episode of every series for free up on Patreon for you to try out. See if you like it. If you do, consider supporting me. It's a great way to support the channel. And if you can't do that, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Especially like and subscribe. It helps a lot with the videos and stuff, especially since I'm still a new channel and whatnot. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I will see you guys on the next video.